pilots have lost their lives in an Apache helicopter in a unfortunate crash in Texas. So new developments are coming out about that story. But if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Suzette Speaks, your hostess with the mostest here on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. I come to you every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. talking hot topics, news, stories that you missed. Hey, I like to get it from our perspective, right? We have an interesting perspective, a little bit different than the mainstream media. So it's important that you stay locked, tuned in. We try to offer, a breakdown of some of the headlines. I know everybody's so busy and sometimes it's hard to keep up. Another breaking news story I see right here in the studio. In a Georgia high school, there appears to be right now, as we're on air, Warner Robins, Georgia. There looks like a possible school shooting going on. So we're going to keep our eyes and ears peeled for that as we get breaking news. Hey, as I come on the show, I love to say anytime I'm here, we always have breaking news. So I always bring that to you. But welcome if you're new here. Top three things right now. We got to talk about this election. The primary election is in full effect. If you have not voted early, I need to vote early. I'm talking to you, but I also need to vote early. I'll go over some of the early voting locations for both Miami-Dade and Broward. The thing with Miami-Dade early voting locations, they close a little bit earlier, which I don't know why they're doing that. But okay, Miami-Dade County Supervisor of Elections, but they are open early, 7 a.m., but some they close earlier. I think some of them only until 3. So when I looked at Broward County, at least Broward County's is open early, and they also close a little bit later at 7 p.m. So once again, early voting comes to you today, tomorrow on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and then they close again Monday. No early voting is on Monday. So between now and Sunday, create your plan. Get ready to go to the polls. Are you excited? There has also been some interesting early voting, or should I say primary results that have come out in other states. We have been watching what has happened in the Midwest, in Wisconsin, in Michigan, now also in South Carolina. Voters are headed to the polls. And what are they saying? Well, there has been a message, many are arguing, sent to particularly the Democrats, where we see folks who are a member of the Democratic Socialists of America, they are a part of the Democratic Party, but they have a little bit more left-leaning, more, some people call it progressive, platform issues, meaning they want different things. They want Medicare for all. We saw it last week with Dr. Abdul El Sayed, winning the United States Senate nomination for the Democrats in Michigan. And we saw something similar happening, and we're going to break it down as to what has happened in this Tuesday. A lot of states had their primaries this past Tuesday, but Florida, again, our big day is next week, Tuesday. Don't wait, though. Early voting is happening now. Welcome. The time is now 1:14 in the Magic City. This is the Suzette Speaks Show. We're excited also to tell you about a big day we have for you tomorrow. We want to bring you the candidates directly from District 20. We have invited all of the candidates. We've had a handful respond so far. That's all right. We're still remaining open. But during tomorrow's Suzette Speaks Show, I will have in studio several of the candidates who are seeking your vote. That is for District 20, Broward County, all across Broward County. They are seeking your vote to represent this district in Washington, D.C., and this was Alcee Hastings' long-held district. It was created 30 years ago, around 1992, to give African Americans access to seats where we could vote and win. So we have a long list of candidates, but so far confirmed for tomorrow. We're excited because we want you to call in tomorrow. Ask them your questions. See where they stand on issues that are important to you. And that's why we are trying to create this platform and this candidates forum just for you. It's not about us. It's not about, most popular. We've invited everyone. Everybody hasn't said yes yet, but we hope to have the majority of the candidates running across Broward County. So the Congressional District 20, if you didn't know, that covers Broward, all of Broward, and they are seeking office to go to Washington, D.C. to represent all of the people of Broward, right, in the United States House of Representatives. That's called Congressional District 20. We were hopeful to get a couple of other candidates doing maybe one-on-one interviews. I have been contacted by folks who are running for governor and other races. So we're going to focus, though, because a lot of our listeners have this district as their home and want to hear from the candidates. So tomorrow, make sure it's a very special edition, the Congressional District 20 candidate forum and debate right here on Voice of the Caribbean. Don't miss it. We have so far Elijah Manley, community activist, will be joining us. Former Mayor of Broward County, Dale Holness, will be joining us. Dr. Rod Joseph, a Republican, formerly a Democrat, who says it doesn't matter what your party is, will be joining us. And we have a couple more who are trying to work their schedules, because guess what? This is also a tough time for candidates because they are at the early voting sites. I just heard from my aunt. She's in Broward County. She went over to the Tamarack Library. And again, all of Broward County, you can vote every single place right now in early voting. On election day, you have to go to your assigned polling place. So you have to remember, you have an advantage right now, today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. No early voting on Monday. So you can go to any early voting location, bring your ID. And that way, it's not a long line, it's not a rush. Again, voting day is next Tuesday, but early voting is probably your best bet. So welcome. This is the Suzette Speak Show. Excited about our candidate forum that will be held tomorrow right here on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. We're going to have, I've reached out to the likes of, the other candidates. I don't want to call names right now, but hopefully many of them will be able to join us. We're going to do an extended special edition just for you, so you can hear from the candidates of District 20. All right. There are quite a few of them. And we've invited all the Republicans, all the Democrats, and even the independent who is running. And that way you can hopefully make an informed decision. And I'm going to ask them some tough questions. You know how we love to do. And it's really important that you stay informed. We're going to switch to some news right now. If you're brand new here, welcome. We love to hear from our listeners. You can save the phone number for tomorrow, 850-446-0562. But I wanted to play some audio. Let me get it queued up, of this plane bait and switch where President Donald Trump was flying out of Turkey recently, got on a different plane, didn't tell all of the staff that was there, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, was left on the old plane. Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, was left on the old plane. And Mr. Trump, the President of the United States, was whisked out the back door down to a catering truck, unbeknownst to everybody who was on the original Air Force One. Well, there was a threat, apparently, that this just got reported, guys. That's why it's making news now. There was a threat, apparently, that was released. And we are, just learning about these details. And how would you feel if you were one of his staff members, like Marco Rubio, that was left on the old plane that was under possible threat from a shoulder fire missile? Now knowing, this is a couple months later, that Donald Trump was whisked off of that Air Force One and put on a different plane as a decoy, because there was intelligence that said there was possible shoulder fire missiles that could have threatened Air Force One. Listen to me. So let's talk about voting. We're going to get into it. Welcome, one and all. Suzette Speaks, a resident attorney. Still keeping an eye out on the Nolan Wells case. You know what's also making social media rounds? I haven't watched the interview. I think I'm going to watch it. Maybe comment on it next week with our intern, Miss Lexi. But Michelle Obama sat down with Megan Thee Stallion. Did you see this interview? Megan Thee Stallion, Michelle Obama. Yes. Some interesting highlights and tidbits have come out already. But I'm interested in hearing what both ladies have to say. We also are keeping our eyes out to federal trial in New York against alleged CEO perpetrator Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione's case is making headlines today. There's speculation of a plea deal. Remember, first of all, just my personal opinion, Luigi Mangione coming out in his hearings looking like, I don't know, jail is not disagreeing with Luigi Mangione. Not about, the charge is very serious now. Let's get to the bottom of it. This is the young man that was accused of taking the life of the CEO of United Health Group, Mr. Johnson, Brian Johnson. He's facing federal charges, stalking resulting in death, and another federal charge as well. And there's word now that there may be a plea deal for Luigi Mangione. Tomorrow will be their emergency federal hearing. The case is set for jury selection to begin in the state case on September 8th. So I don't know. When I first saw this headline that Luigi Mangione is possibly going to be offered a plea deal, I wonder, and again, as an attorney, I'm wondering why? And again, sometimes I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist, but I also follow the money. And there is a reason, I think, perhaps just my opinion, and remember the views expressed here on the Suzette Speak Show are that of me, the host, our guests, and our callers, and don't necessarily reflect the opinions of our ownership and management. So listener discretion is advised. Here we go. We encourage the representation of contrasting points of view, but just saying, I don't know. I had looked at this and I'm like, why they want Luigi Mangione to plea? Why would they want this man's face off of the news? Why would they not want the folk hero status to build? Now, again, anyone who violates the law in such a alleged heinous manner, taking another person's life, needs to be held to account. Don't get me wrong. But there are people who took Mr. Mangione's act as a symbolic act. Now, I'm not saying I agree. They took it as a symbolic act of the everyday man rising up against the system. I'm not saying I agree. But there are those who might want Mr. Mangione to fall by the wayside. And for his, let's call it his lure, his hero's journey. I'm not saying he's a hero, but this is what people are saying. The hero's journey. You know how much fun me and Luigi Mangione gets in a prison? They say women right him left and right. I'm not saying that's right. There's a whole science about that people in incarceration kind of people develop what they call parasocial relationship. You guys ever heard that term, parasocial? Let me break it down, because a lot of people have parasocial relationships with people on the internet. And it's not your fault. I was reading a story about this, and some research was, talking about this, where people have a perceived affinity for, desire to be in a relationship with, admiration for, and a feeling of kinship with someone they don't even know. That's what they call parasocial. Actually, let me look at them and give you a more textbook definition of what it is. But there are people that listen to people, and they on the internet, right? And even the apps, they're saying the apps are literally conducive to this type of relationship forming, although it is unhealthy to a certain extent. So parasocial means a relationship which is one-sided, right? It is a one-sided imaginary connection where a person feels deep emotional bond, intimacy, or friendship with someone they do not actually know, such as a celebrity, social media influencer, fictional character, or even, this is another one that we're seeing in the news, artificial intelligence, where people feel like they have a relationship with the chat GPT. I'm not making fun of it at all. People have taken their lives behind that and listening to the chat GPT and befriending, if you will, the fat chat. Suzette, come on. Befriending, tongue-tied today. Welcome, y'all. The chat GPT, and thinking it's in a relationship, or the person thinks they are in this imaginary relationship with the chat GPT. Well, I'm saying that in the United Healthcare murder case, that Luigi Mangione, a lot of people have this parasocial relationship of friendship, of kinship, of feeling like, man, you took one for the team, you did it for the people. I'm not saying it's justified. Anybody who takes a life needs to be held accountable. There is no justification for taking of a life in that manner. But I'm just curious. What are your thoughts about the plea deal? I don't know. There's a reason behind it. Anyway, switching gears, lettuce prices have plunged a record 16% in mid-July, Why do you think? Amid the cyclospora outbreak. Yes, people not buying the lettuce. I haven't had a green salad. I was telling my cousin that the other day. I have not had a green salad since this happened. Since I got back from my cruise. I'm like, I need to eat some greens. I just got a bag of salad and it doesn't feel right. And I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to throw it away. Anyway, the time in the city is 1:26. Have you started eating lettuce back again? No, me I cook my broccoli, me I steam my broccoli, me I steam. I even tried to steam my kale. It didn't come out good. I know I'm a chef, but I'm not a chef like that. Y'all don't make fun of me. My mother should have done a better job and teach me how to do what me to do. But anyway, I was like, I have this big old nice bag of kale. I don't want to get sick. Let me steam it. It never turned out so tasty. Me just dash that in the garbage. Me not, I'm not taking no chances. Anyway, lettuce prices down 16% is a top headline. Are you guys on the dating app Bumble? Well, the dating app Bumble is now allowing men to make the first move. Now, remember, Bumble is the app. I'm not on it. I'm not on it. I'm just giving you the headlines, y'all. The Bumble app normally allows women to make the first move, the first swipe. Okay, swiping on people. I don't know. I don't trust the dating app streets. It's just so much going on. Well, now the men can make the first move. Well, that was the whole difference with Bumble. What is that about? What is that about? Isn't that the difference with how and why we made a Bumble? First of all, these cameras need to do better. I see how I look online, Voice of the Caribbean. We got to fix these cameras. Anyway, y'all bear with me. The camera's gone sideways on two ways on thing. All right, I hope I look better. But if you're watching online, listen again. Save the date. Don't be late tomorrow on the Suzette Speak Show. It's the exclusive Voice of the Caribbean Town Hall for Congressional District 20. If you live in Broward County, you need to keep it locked. If you haven't voted, you need to make a plan to vote, right? Remember, early voting only goes till Sunday. Monday, it's closed. And then election day is Tuesday. It's finally here, y'all. So this is the time to get out. Start the research if you don't know who you're voting for. We're going to go over some early voting locations in both Miami-Dade and Broward. Make sure you bring your ID. Also, it's time to drop off your vote by mail. Did you order a vote by mail? We're going to talk about some of the election results in other states because remember, other states are voting also. Many had their primary this week. Let's talk about what happened in Wisconsin. They will have their first female governor, no matter what. One, Amy Klobuchar, and the other lady, I forget her name. Oh my gosh, she will be the first African-American woman if she wins. We almost had a Democratic Socialist again. Democratic Socialists of America again came within less than 1% of a gubernatorial running for governor in is that Wisconsin. Let me get the results up because it has such a significance. Does the Democratic Party have the appetite for something different, something more progressive? Well, some would argue. After this break, we're going to go over what you need to bring with you to the polls. We're going to go over some of the races, but again, the big day is tomorrow, the Florida Congressional District 20 debate right here on the Suzette Speak Show. We've got to take a quick pause for the cause. Don't go anywhere. More right after this.
This is the all-new Voice of the Caribbean, better sounding radio.
Our community deserves experienced leadership that delivers. Dale VC Wholeness has spent his career fighting for families, supporting small businesses, and creating opportunities throughout South Florida. Now, he's ready to bring that same commitment to Congress, working to strengthen our communities, expand economic opportunity, and be a voice for the people.
I am Dale Wholeness, candidate for U.S. Congress District 20. Together we can build a brighter future, and I'm asking for your vote.
Vote Dale VC Wholeness for Congress.
Paid for by
South Florida, get ready. The Voice of the Caribbean 101.5 FM HD2 and 96.9 FM is opening up brand new advertising opportunities serving Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Palm Beach. We're offering flexible, affordable ad packages designed for local businesses ready to make big moves. Reach the Caribbean American community with music, news, and culture they trust. Call us at 954-999-0070. or 954-999-0134. And let's put your brand on the airwaves with the voice of the Caribbean.
City of Miramar and the Jamaica Diaspora Football Federation presents Independence Football Classic 2026 on Sunday, August 16 at the Faranza Park, 2001 Douglas Road, Miramar. 5 games, 1 day. Brazil, Peru, Jamaica, Colombia, and Trinidad. Special halftime U10 kids and a special presentation showcasing our national honorees. Gates open at 2 p.m. No igloos are allowed. Food and refreshments are on sale. Music by Roadblock Sound. That's the Independence Football Classic 2026 on Sunday, August 16 at the Faranza Park, 2001 Douglas Road, Miramar. Admission is free.
Judah Tours, Jamaica. From the moment you land in Jamaica until the day you leave, Judah delivers safe, reliable, and affordable transportation for visitors and returning residents alike.
Whether you need airport transfers, cruise ship pickups, hotel transportation, private charters, or exciting island tours, Judah's professional team is ready to get you there comfortably and on time.
Our Judah driver was waiting for us the minute we arrived.
Professional, friendly, safe, and affordable. We use Judah all week.
I've been using Judah for over 30 years every time I travel home from the States, and they've never let me down.
Visit the website, judahkingstonchapter.com. Call via WhatsApp, 876-782-0563. Judah Tours, Kingston, Jamaica. Over 50 years of safe, reliable service you can trust.
Damien Jr. Gong Marley, Stephen Martin, Burning Spear, Capleton, Sizzla, Beanie Man, Protege, Barrington Levy, and many more are set to perform on the 11th annual Jam Rock Reggae Cruise, setting sail out of Miami, Florida, November 11th through the 16th, aboard the Norwegian Joy with port stops in Falmouth and Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Be a part of the most immersive reggae cruise with 5 days of music, culture, and pure vibe. Cabins are going fast. Secure yours now at welcometojamrockreggaecruise.com. That's welcometojamrockreggaecruise.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from Nitsa in the Ad Council.
The voice of the Caribbean. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube.
Welcome back. It's the Suzette Speak Show. The time in the city is now 1:33. I am grateful that you are here with me. I come to you live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Want to let you know that tomorrow on a Fire Friday, we have an amazing show planned for you. It's the exclusive Congressional District 20. That's all of Broward County. Congressional District 20 candidate forum and debate. And we are excited that we have 3 heavy hitters so far that will be coming to join us. Dale Holness will be here. Elijah Manley will be here, as well as we have Dr. Rod Joseph will be here, and other candidates are confirming as we speak, and we're hopefully going to have a majority of them here. So you, the listeners, can ask them questions directly. I'm going to give you our WhatsApp number right now. You can WhatsApp questions tomorrow, right? 757-82-VOICE. That's 757 area code 828-6423. That's the WhatsApp number. If you want to WhatsApp a question tomorrow or anytime, you can WhatsApp us at, there we go, 757-828-6423. That's the Voice of the Caribbean WhatsApp number, 757-828-6423. Tomorrow, WhatsApp your questions, or you can call 850-446-0562. So if you're less shy, call us. We want to hear directly from you while we have the candidates here in studio. 850-446-0562. Wanted to also get you some of the early voting locations. Broward County, it's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. through Sunday. Early voting is underway right now. If you don't know who to vote for, we have a couple of voter guides for you. Again, it's your choice as long as you vote. Miami-Dade, I don't like your hours. I don't like it. It's only 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hello? What's the point of not having any after work hours? But okay, Miami, we'll try to work with you. But at least this Saturday, it switches up. Okay, I'm going to fight these people. What's going on? Miami-Dade, most of the time, during the earlier week, last week was 7 to 3. But this week, on the weekend. Me see it now, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that it should be starting yesterday, or excuse me, starting all the way from Monday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So Miami-Dade, you just catch up with us. I was like, why are they doing 7 to 3? That was last week. So now, today through, all right, actually their Saturday hours are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Once again, I don't like the hours, Miami-Dade, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And on Sunday, Miami-Dade early voting goes from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. as well. So today and tomorrow, you have until 7 p.m. Miami-Dade, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. today, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow, and then Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 in Miami-Dade County. Early voting. Remember, you can go anywhere, any location. Bring your ID. So the sites, let me go through them real quick. Miami-Dade, Coral Gables Branch Library, Coral Reef Branch Library, Florida International University at the Student Academic Success Center. Hispanic Branch Library, Historic Garage is also early voting location. Homestead Community Center, right? John F. Kennedy Library, Joseph Caleb Center, Community Center Meeting Room, right? Building A, Joseph Caleb Center Community Room, Meeting Room, Building A. We also have the Kendall Lakes Branch Library in Miami, Kendall Branch Library, shout out Kendall. Lemon City Branch Library, big up Lemon City. Miami Beach City Hall, as well as Miami Lakes Community Center. The North Dade Regional Library, North Miami Public Library. Notice it's most of the libraries. Let's go. North Shore Branch Library, as well as the Northeast Dade Aventura Branch Library. There we go. Northeast Dade Aventura Branch Library. Office of the Supervisor of Elections in Doral, 2700 North 87th Avenue, Doral. Rebecca Sosa Multi-Purpose Facility in West Miami, Rebecca Sosa. South Dade Government Center, that's all the way down south in the lobby. South Dade Government Center, Stephen P. Clark Government Center, as well as West Kendall Regional Library and Westchester, shout out Regional Library. Let's go to Dade. Let's go. That was Miami-Dade. Again, the voting hours early. Thursday, 11 to 7 in Miami-Dade. Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Miami-Dade. And then Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Miami-Dade, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Miami-Dade. All right. Let's move over to Broward County. Thankfully, appreciate you, Broward. They go 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. all throughout their early voting. Look at that. Broward County, all right, leading the way. We have a few locations to mention to you also, mostly our libraries and other locations. Remember, you can go any of these locations. As I'm getting ready to share those with you, I also want to say that our hearts and minds are with the people of Colombia. They had a horrific earthquake. Rescue efforts are still underway in Cali, Colombia. That ring of fire, or that border of fire, is kind of crazy right now. We just had one in a neighboring country. Now it's Colombia's turn. There was some hope yesterday, though. I saw some rescued people coming out alive, a baby, like a newborn baby. Give thanks. And its mother survived. So I know there are some collection centers in Miami-Dade. I'm sure there are some, I know, in Broward. You can always Google. But our hearts and minds are thinking of the survivors and those who are still under that rubble. Oh, my goodness. In Cali, Colombia, after suffering a terrible earthquake. I also, you know what story is on my mind? And I was like, I touched on it a lot last week, so I was going to leave it alone. But the story that's still on my mind, and I like to bring you stories that make me kind of think twice. Have you guys been seeing some of this viral video of our Haitian TPS recipients, or former TPS recipients, now being fitted with ankle monitors and the various reactions? I saw a man pass out to the ground because of the embarrassment and shame and shock of having this giant ankle monitor. The other big ICE news is that a proposal has been, I don't know if I would call it leaked, but of ICE, possibly there's information now in the public sphere, let's put it that way, that ICE will be ordering millions of dollars worth of electric gloves, not just taser unit, electric gloves to subdue people with. I saw Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, come out and say if any New Yorker is injured by these gloves, they're going to be persecuted. I don't know, but that is in the zeitgeist. That's in the open public. Now, also, just on a lighter note, did you guys see this Usher lookalike rumor? Usher, apparently at a concert, people are saying that during one or two of the songs, Usher was not singing. It was Usher's body double or lookalike. And people are wondering, a lot of fans are speculating. Are y'all watching? But just I tell you what's coming on social media. We have to take the serious and we have to take the light. But what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we talking about Usher in the body double? But I looked at it and that is not Usher, y'all. It is Usher is almost 50 years old. Usher been giving us, talk about parasocial. I've been in a parasocial relationship with Usher since I don't know when. Okay, I feel like I know Usher. He has South Florida ties. Yes, big up Usher. But he's been giving us that high energy dance for most of his life, y'all. Usher is almost 50. So what if he has to take a little break and let the body double do 2 songs? And let the body do a little bit of y'all pay money to see Usher. Y'all, Usher, people are divided, guys, on social media. People are asking, why is Usher cloning himself? But he's saying there was not a clone. But let's be honest, you saw it? Did you guys see the clip of this man dancing and Usher saying it is him? I don't know. The jawline. Usher got that baby face, first of all. Usher face, he don't have that sharp chin like that man was doing that move. Anyway, let me get back to more serious matters. This is Suzette Speaks. The time is now 1:42 in the city. Get ready for an amazing show tomorrow. We will have several of the candidates, those who have confirmed. Remember, all have been invited, but not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody's going to choose to come. So we are inviting everyone, and who shows we respect, because this is their chance to speak to you, the people, speak to you directly, our listeners, particularly those in Congressional District 20. Congressional District 20 is the seat that goes all throughout Broward County, and the representative will represent, obviously, Fort Lauderdale, all the cities in Washington, D.C., right? So we have several committed already, and we're going to have an open forum tomorrow. Y'all can call, y'all can text the WhatsApp of Voice of the Caribbean. Y'all didn't know we had a WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp a question or two. It's about you. I was saying y'all and you together. I wanted to also bring up, okay, first of all, let me give you the WhatsApp, 757-828-6423. 757-828-6423, otherwise known as 757-82-VOICE. 757-82-VOICE. That's the WhatsApp. Get your questions ready. Chevron Jones has been under attack. I saw this as well in the congressional district that goes from Hollandale and Hollywood, South Broward, all the way down to Key Biscayne, that area. That is Frederica Wilson's OC. Did you guys watch the solar eclipse yesterday? I watched it on TV. The solar eclipse was seen throughout Europe yesterday, which is where the sun is completely blocked by the moon and it turns everywhere dark for a few seconds. It was very interesting to watch. And what was crazy about watching the solar eclipse yesterday? Not eclipse, solar eclipse yesterday. Have you guys ever seen a solar eclipse in real life? Do you know that there are people that travel the world to the different solar eclipse locations where the whole place, that region goes dark, black during the day? It turns cold because the moon is blocking the sun fully, and the temperature drops and then turns into night in the day. As the sun can you imagine what our forefathers and our ancestors thought when the solar eclipse happened? But it's still a celestial wonder of the world. It happened yesterday, and I was smiling because parts of Spain, including Palma, Mallorca, I had just been to on my cruise, which is crazy. I was just sunbathing on Mallorca Beach, hey, and that's where the eclipse was. So from Spain throughout Europe, several places, I think even Iceland, there are people that were outside in the cold baths when the sky turned black. I'm talking about in the middle of the day when the moon blocks the sun. Hey, I don't know. Is it signs and wonders? I don't know. But reminds us that we're all just human beings on a journey without race, without color. Don't put me in a box without age. Yeah, we have age. But most important, we are human, having a human experience. And throughout our lives, we are sharing this earth with people around the same time. It's very interesting. So there were many in awe of the solar eclipse that happened yesterday. Take a look at it online. I don't think gives it justice. I watched it as it occurred. I had it on my YouTube in the background while I was working, and I looked, at it, and just the reaction of the people. I think the next one happens next year, but in that particular region, I think it had been like 104 years since there was a solar eclipse in that particular region. Interesting. Signs and wonders. Anyway, back to our election day. Have you voted? Have you voted? Have you voted? Ask your friend and family. Have you voted? Ask anybody while living at your house. Have you voted? It is time right now. When we think about the gas prices, when we think about our grocery bill, when we think about the state of education. I was telling my friend girl, people so stressed with money. It's not just because you broke. It's not because you lazy. It's the economy. And the economy is a result of policy. That's my opinion. The economy. Why do we have such high gas prices? Does it have anything to do with what's going on right now with Iran? What do you say? What say you? You got common sense. Why is grocery bills so high? Does it have anything to do with this thing called tariff? What say you? You got common sense. When we look at the reversal of the TPS, where is that coming from? It just out of thin air? No, it comes from a government making policy. Who's in charge? Well, if you're satisfied, you know what to do. But if you have any desire for change, you know what to do. We'll see you at the polls. Now is the time. Early voting is underway right now across the state of Florida. I'm going to go over some of the results that occurred in some other states because other states have their voting, this past Tuesday, the Tuesday before. Different states have their primaries at different times. Florida, it's our turn right now. We have it going on as we speak. After work today, make a plan, get to the polls. Tomorrow, leave early. Don't wait till election day next Tuesday. We have today, we have tomorrow, we have Saturday, and we have Sunday. It's time now to get out and vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. That's your decision. But I say look around. It's not I was talking to my friend girl off a ledge. She was just talking about how expensive her back to school was. And I'm like, yes, sis, elections have consequences because once public dollars are being spent in a public way, your tax money, my tax money is going to what? Gloves that are going to electrocute people while they're being stopped by ICE? Where is our money going to? How much billion has already been spent already in Iran? I just saw a report of soldiers. I got to get the name of the ship that have become disillusioned. Some are even trying to jump ship on a United States carrier. Let me get the actual name of the ship. They're saying the mental health of the people who have been in the Middle East this whole time has been deteriorating. And it's not because all of a sudden their mental health is deteriorating. It's because of policy. And the soldiers have been deployed for so long. They're saying the ship have different. This is a report. I saw it. Multiple USS Abraham Lincoln sailors have tried to go overboard. This is what's being reported. This is according to the militarytimes.com. This is what they're saying. That this ship, the USS Abraham Lincoln, they're reporting out of the Military Times. This is a reported website. Annabelle Loma has spoken with her husband only a few times since he attempted to jump overboard from an aircraft carrier, the United States Abraham Lincoln, during his current deployment. Communication has been difficult to come by, and he's now on a medical hold. Loma, who lives in San Diego, this is according to the militarytimes.com, said her husband has been repeatedly overextended before he tried to jump overboard on the carrier. Loma says of her husband, quote, he's scared. He thinks he'll be dishonorably discharged, and just because he was burnt out, that his 13-year career is ruined just like that. That's not fair, she says. That's not right. That's not what he should be worrying about right now. Loma said she initially received a call from the ship's ombudsman after the incident, but now has not heard anything from anyone in the Navy in the last recent weeks. Man, I can go into this story deeper, but I don't have the time. This is what we are voting about. Look at the world. There are people who are making policy on your behalf. It's very serious, y'all. Let me get to the early voting locations in Broward. I did Miami-Dade already. You can go to your supervisor of election. Just look up early voting Miami-Dade, early voting Broward, early voting Palm Beach, early voting St. Lucie, early voting Keys, Monroe County. Those listeners, what's up, Keys? I think there are so many people that are worried. So I just encourage you, no matter who you vote for, vote. I see you online. Some people disagree. Some people say they're voting for, hey, oh, I see a lot of comments. Get ready for the comments tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm having the candidates from Congressional District 20. That's Broward County, Florida, all of Fort Lauderdale and surrounding cities. That's who these folks are seeking to go to Washington, D.C. on your behalf, and you need to hear from them directly. They'll be here for a special edition of the Suzette Speaks show presented by Voice of the Caribbean. We're doing a Congressional District 20 open forum and debate. We have 3 candidates confirmed, almost a 4th. We're going to hopefully have the majority. I think there were 8 or 9, including the independent. Everybody can come. We've invited everyone. Not everybody will say yes, but it's about who can make time for their constituents. And I want them to come here because we want to ask them the questions. So get ready. You can WhatsApp us your questions, or you can call us tomorrow. You can WhatsApp us from today if you want. 757-82-VOICE. 757-82-VOICE. The WhatsApp number of Voice of the Caribbean is 757-828-6423. That's 757-828-6423. And the phone number, get ready, tomorrow, 850-446-0562. Get you right in touch. 850-446-0562. Let's go over some of the early voting sites for Broward County. Broward County is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. through Sunday. Remember, there's no early voting on Monday anywhere. The polls close Sunday night, Sunday afternoon for Miami-Dade. They only open till 4 p.m. on Miami-Dade, in Miami-Dade for the Sunday. So Broward County, get ready, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's Congressional District 20. And all the other races, the governor's race. Who y'all supporting for governor? Have you made up your mind? Now is the time. Where can you vote early? Anywhere, any location. It's only on election day. You must go to your assigned polling place on election day for your address. They have assigned you a polling place. You don't know where your assigned polling place is? Call your supervisor of elections office for the county you live in. Broward, supervisor of elections. Miami-Dade, supervisor of elections. Monroe County, supervisor of elections. Well, Palm Beach, supervisor of elections. There you go. And you know how it goes. So look it up. So let's make sure we understand what's happening with our tax dollars and who can best represent us and spending it. Whether you vote or not, they're spending your money. All the taxes that you pay are going somewhere. Is it supporting policy that you believe in or not? Who will best represent you in Washington, D.C., in the governor's office, in the state House of Representatives, in the the state Senate? Right? Who's representing you most? Let's go to the early voting locations. Broward, where can we vote? Broward African American Research Library, the Davie Cooper City Branch Library. If you're in Pompano, the E. Pat Larkins Community Center. There's a supervisor of elections office there at the E. Pat Larkins Community Center. Pompano, what's up? Also Pompano, the Emma Lou Olson Civic Center. Emma Lou Olson Civic Center. Fort Lauderdale, you can vote at the Art Serve Library. You know that where that is, Sunrise Boulevard. Fort Lauderdale Branch Library at Art Serve. Hollandale Beach Cultural Community Center. Hillsborough Community Center up there in Deerfield. Hillsborough Community Center. Hollywood, what's up? To our listeners in Hollywood, the Hollywood Branch Library. Right, Wilton Manors. You can vote at the Island City Cultural Center of Wilton Manors. Island City Cultural Center of Wilton Manors. Wagwan Lauderhill, y'all know I have to give it up for the yachties. Wagwan Lauderhill. You can't vote at the Lauderhill Town Center. No, big up everybody. We got everybody in Lauderhill, but you know I gotta make the joke. Lauderhill Town Center Library. Miramar at the SOE at the Miramar Branch Library, basically the Miramar Branch Library. Nob Hill Sunrise. What's up, City of Sunrise listeners? At the Nob Hill Soccer Club. Coconut Creek at the North Regional Library. That's the Broward College location there. The Broward College North Regional Library. Coral Springs, you can also vote at the Northwest Regional Library. Anyone in any part of the county can vote at any of these locations. I'm just calling out the cities they're in. But if you vote early, you can vote at any of these. And I'm going to go over real quick what ID you need. Make sure you have your ID with you, okay? Pine Trails Park Amphitheater in Parkland. The SOE headquarters, that's downtown Fort Lauderdale, the Supervisor of Elections of Broward County, Supervisor of Elections at the Southern Regional Library, that's the Broward College South Branch, Broward Regional Library. Pembroke Pines, you can vote at the Southwest Regional Library. Tamarack Library, it's a hustle. Boy, my aunt said she went to vote at the Tamarack Library, and she saw two of the candidates out there herself giving out their voting cards and wanting you to vote. So get ready, because they're going to come out. Once you come out the car, they're going to try to give you your stuff. You can say, no, thank you. I know who I'm voting for. Or you could take the piece of paper or whatever. You know, people get excited. West Regional in Plantation. West Regional Library is also open, as well as the Weston, for the city of Weston Branch Library. You can vote anywhere. Let's go over real quick what kind of ID, right? Bring your ID. You can vote anywhere during early voting. Once again, you must vote at your assigned location on Election Day on Tuesday. Man, I'm almost out of time. I didn't even get to some of the election results. Look at the election results, y'all, for Michigan, Wisconsin. These recent races, what do they say about us? Let me bring it up real quick. I saw an article on NPR. And remember, the type of ID, acceptable ID for voting. Make sure you either have your driver's license, your Florida ID card, which is hopefully it has to be the one issued by the Florida Department of Motor Vehicles. Your United States passport can serve as an ID. Your debit or credit card can serve as an ID, right? Military ID, student ID, retirement center ID. This is what you need to bring with you when you go to the early voting. You could also use your neighborhood association ID. If you have a public assistance ID, right? Veteran health ID, right? Issued by the United States Department of Veteran Affairs. If you have a concealed weapons license, you can use that as your ID to vote, right? Your concealed weapons license issued pursuant to Florida Statute 790, the official one, y'all. And an employee card ID, by any branch, department, agency, or entity of the federal government, state government, county government, or municipal government. So if you are a public sector worker and you're working for the feds or state or local government, municipality like a city or county, you can use your employee ID. Right? So if your ID does not include your signature, you will be asked to provide another ID that has your signature. If you do not bring your ID, you may still vote. However, you will be required to vote as a provisional ballot. You don't want that. You need an ID and an ID with a signature. It can be the same thing. Something that shows your signature so they can match the signature on file with your ID. Not only who you are, but how you sign your name, right? To make sure it's you. Right, we do not want provisional ballots, which is, okay, vote now, but it might be counted, it might not be counted, all right? So I'm out of time, guys. I wanted to go over some of the election results. Time flies when you're having fun. So much news, so little time. Miami-Dade, get ready. Today and tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Miami-Dade. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. over the weekend, Miami-Dade, for your early voting locations. Make sure you go. You can go to any one, but you must go to your assigned voting location. I didn't get into the takeaways of Tuesday's polls across the country. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Connecticut, South Carolina had their early elections. What are they going to say about Florida? Our early voting numbers have been kind of low. It's time to get you and your family in gear. Get ready to go to the polls. Once again, join us tomorrow for a special edition of the Suzette Speak Show, where we will be having an exclusive conversation with candidates of Congressional District 20, only right here. Thank you so much for listening. Keep it locked and loaded. We got Miss Lisa B up next. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.
WLYF 101.5 FM, HD2 Miami. Simulcasting on 96.9 FM, the voice of the Caribbean.
This is the all-new voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio. WLYF HD2 Miami, 101.5 HD2.
Our community deserves experienced leadership that delivers. Dale VC Wholeness has spent his career fighting for families, supporting small businesses, and creating opportunities throughout South Florida. Now, he's ready to bring that same commitment to Congress, working to strengthen our communities, expand economic opportunity, and be a voice for the people.
I am Dale Wholeness, candidate for U.S. Congress District 20. Together we can build a brighter future, and I'm asking for your vote.
Vote Dale VC Wholeness for Congress.
Paid for by
Your voice matters. Florida's primary election is Tuesday, August 18th. Make a plan, know your polling location, and cast your ballot. Every vote counts. So stand up, speak out, and let your voice be heard. Vote August 18th.